While every home run is great to witness, there is something particularly amazing about an absolute no-doubter. One that from the second it leaves the bat, the hitter, pitcher, catcher, fielders, coaches, and everyone else tuned in knows is destined to leave the yard. Rather than simply marvel at the 5 or 10 longest home runs of the 2025 season, like so many other videos have already done, in this video I'm going to uncover the 5 players that in 2025 created that no-doubter feeling for us the most often. And spoiler alert, the 60 home run hitting big dumper, arguably the best hitter in the MLB Aaron Judge, and inarguably the best all-around player in the game Shohei Ohtani, all don't make the top 5.
What?
And Nick Kurtz, Mike Trout, and Carter Jensen, the 3 guys that hit the 3 longest home runs of the 2025 season, also don't crack the list.
You sit on a throne of lies.
To come up with this top 5, I pulled and averaged out the regular season home run distances of every player who hit 25 home runs or more in the 2025 campaign, a group that amounts to 56 players. Why only those with 25 or more home runs? 2 main reasons. 1, I had to cut it off somewhere. And 2, most importantly, I wanted to make sure I only factored in those who hit home runs frequently, to ensure guys like Tommy Pham and Eric Wagaman, who both averaged over 415 feet on their 2025 blasts, weren't factored in, because them doing that over their 10 and 9 home runs respectively doesn't in my eyes deserve the same amount of credit as someone who averaged close to that while hitting 25 plus.
Agree to disagree.
Of course, the findings in this video are not an exact science, as it hits a number of obvious shortfalls, such as the variation in ballpark sizes, and the fact that a wall scraper in a small park for a guy who hit 25 home runs will more dramatically drag down his average distance amount than it would a guy who hit 50 plus. I, as the video creator, am just as aware of these factors as you are, but I thought these findings were still interesting, and a unique way for us to marvel at some big home runs. So, without further ado, let's see who the 5 kings of home run distance were in 2025. Coming in at number 5 is a guy that hit only 12 home runs less than his team won games in 2025. Catcher Hunter Goodman of the Colorado Rockies.
Are you kidding me?
The right-handed hitting Goodman clubbed out 31 bombs in 2025. 13 at the hitter-friendly confines of Coors Field, where he hit an impressive 307 over the course of the season, and 18 on the road. Hunter's 31 blasts traveled an average distance of 408.58 feet.
Wow.
He hit 9, 29% of them, off of 4-seam fastballs, and an impressive 13 of them off of breaking pitches, led by 6 off the slider and 5 on sweepers. His biggest home run of the season came at home on August 3rd, off of Pirates right-handed starter Mitch Keller. Let's break down what led to it. Keller features a 6-pitch mix, a mid-90s 4-seamer, low 80s sweeper, low 90s sinker, mid-80s slider, a high 70s curveball, and a high 80s changeup. That August 3rd game between the lowly Pirates and the long dead and buried Rockies was the first time the two had squared off head-to-head. In his first at-bat, Goodman came just short of an Oppo Field dinger on a 93.8 mph fastball that seemed to scare Keller from ever using it against him again on the day. And in his second AB, he got under an 82.4 mph sweeper for a pop-up behind home plate. In his third at-bat, Keller decided to open things up with a sinker, the third he's thrown to Hunter on the day, but first time for a strike. He then turns back to his sweeper in pitch number 2, the 5th time in just 9 pitches that he had thrown it to him in the game. And Goodman let the hanger fly. The blast traveled 451 feet at an exit velocity of 112 miles per hour. Other interesting facts worth noting about Goodman's blasts: 10 of them came on the first pitch, 22 of them traveled at least 400 feet, and he would have had 38 home runs on the season if he played all of his games at the minor league park in Sacramento. 2025 was definitely a breakout year for the first-time All-Star and Silver Slugger winning Goodman, and it should be interesting to see what he can do in 2026 as the league adjusts. Coming in at number 4 is the guy who found the fountain of youth in his age 35 season, George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays.
You're kidding, right?
The right-handed hitting Springer cleared the fences 32 times in the 2025 regular season, 18 times north of the border, and 14 times on the road, as part of his career-best 309 average and 399 on-base percentage campaign. George's bombs traveled an average distance of 408.75 feet.
Wow.
He hit 14, 44% of them, off of 4-seam fastballs, and 10 off of breaking pitches, led by 6 off the slider, something that Eduard Bazardo and Mariners fans painfully learned in Game 7 of the ALCS.
Don't remind me.
His furthest home run of the season came at home on September 9th, off of reliever Enyel De Los Santos of his former team, the Houston Astros. Let's break the blast down. De Los Santos has a 3-pitch mix, a mid-90s 4-seamer, high 80s slider, and a high 80s changeup. That September 6th inning plate appearance was the first time the two had ever faced each other. Enyel, not surprisingly, opened the at-bat with 3 straight fastballs. catching the plate with one of them, before turning to his slider for the first time, missing well outside at 85.4 miles per hour. With the count at 3-1 and De Los Santos not wanting to walk the leadoff hitter, Springer sat fastball, and it showed. The home run traveled 450 feet at an exit velocity of 114 miles per hour. Some other notable Springer dinger facts include that 11 of them came with 2 strikes, 23 of them traveled at least 400 feet, and he would have hit as many as 49 on the season had he played all of his games in Sacramento. 2025 was definitely a huge bounce back for the 12-year MLB veteran. It'll be interesting to see what he does in this final year of his 6-year pact with the Jays. Coming in at number 3 is the first one that didn't surprise me on this list, Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies.
It's about damn time.
The left-handed hitting Schwarber has 340 career home runs and put up his biggest single-season total in 2025 with 56, which makes his placement on this list even more impressive. 33 of those bombs were at Citizens Bank Park in front of the Philly faithful, and Kyle's 56 blast traveled an average distance of 409.75 feet.
Wow.
He hit 25, 45% of them off of four-seam fastballs, but also an impressive 7 off of each of the sinker and slider. His furthest home run of the season came off of then Marlins reliever Valente Beoso, and was Kyle's 56th and final of the campaign. A converted starter, Beoso has a 6-pitch mix, a mid-80s cutter, low 90s four-seamer, high 70s sweeper, low 80s changeup, and a very sparingly used mid-70s curve and low 80s splitter. The at-bat was the 8th time Schwarber stepped into the box against him, including just the night before when he got Kyle to swing over the top of an 80.6 mile per hour changeup for a strikeout. Despite having success against Schwarber with his off-speed stuff in the past, and despite having seen Kyle club a Ryan Weathers fastball to center just 4 innings earlier, Beoso decided to throw him 2 straight fastballs, the second of which a middle cookie at only 89 miles per hour. The absolute nuke traveled 468 feet at an exit velocity of 116.5 miles per hour. Some other notable facts about Schwarber's 56 big ones in 2025, 34 of them traveled at least 400 feet, 21 of them traveled at least 425 feet, and he would have hit 60 if he played all of his games in Sacramento. Kyle may be entering his age 33 season, but I fully expect him to club another 40 plus and be on this list again come next year. Before I get to the top 2, I do want to quickly ask you to please take a second and subscribe to help me to be able to continue to make content like this available for you for free via YouTube. Thanks. Coming in at number 2 is the 10th overall pick in the 2017 June Amateur Draft, Jo Adell of the Los Angeles Angels. The right-handed hitting Adell clubbed a career-high 37 homers in 2025, 18 in Anaheim and 19 on the road. His 37 dingers traveled an average distance of 410.68 feet.
Wow.
He hit 12, 32% of them, off of four-seam fastballs, and 9 off the slider, but his biggest home run of the year was one of 3 he hit off of a curveball. This particular offering came from then-veteran Royals starter Michael Lorenzen on September 2nd, in the very non-hitter-friendly Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. At this stage in his career, Lorenzen works with all 6 of his pitches a fair amount: a mid-90s four-seamer, a low-90s sinker, a mid-80s change slider and curve, a low-90s cutter, and a low-80s sweeper. The plate appearance was Adell's 9th of his career against Lorenzen, having gone 3 for 7 against him with a walk and 3 singles, including 1 in the top of the first inning of that same game. After only turning to his fastball once in his first 2 battles with Adell that night, he opened this 6th inning AB with 3 straight, before getting away with a middle sweeper that Adell fouled off to even the count at 2-2. It was at this point that Lorenzen turned to his curveball for the first time in his career against Adell, and given the result, a 454-foot bomb at an exit velocity of 110.8 miles per hour, I don't think he'll ever go to it again. Also worth noting about Joe's Big Power 2025 campaign, he clubbed another home run off of Lorenzen later that same month. 26 of his 37 blasts traveled at least 400 feet, and he would have tallied 45 big flies had he played all of his games in Sacramento. 2025 was a breakout year for Adell, and an output that the Angels seem to be betting on given their willingness to part ways with Taylor Ward earlier this offseason. Quickly before getting to number 1, I'll give a quick honorable mention to number 6 on this list, Fernando Tatis Jr., who finished just .02 behind Goodman for 5th, but over only 25 home runs. And for those who are curious, the lowest scoring of the 56 was Yandy Diaz, who averaged 378.72 feet on his 25 home runs, including one 326-foot wall scraper that wouldn't have been a home run in any other ballpark. But coming in at number 1 is the Washington Nationals young star, James Wood. The lefty homered 31 times over the course of 2025, 15 times at Nationals Park and 16 times on the road. His 31 bombs traveled an average distance of 411.45 feet.
That's awesome!
He hit 11, 35% of them off of four-seam fastballs, but also an impressive 6 off of sinkers and 5 off of sliders. He hit 2 home runs, his furthest distance of 451 feet in 2025. The first came off of then Marlins starter Edward Cabrera, whose arsenal is a 5-pitch mix: a mid-90s change, mid-80s curve, mid-90s sinker, high-80s slider, and high-90s four-seamer. Wood was 1 for 6 lifetime against Cabrera heading into that at-bat with 4 punch-outs, including one 2 innings earlier. But after laying off a change, Wood saw his first Cabrera fastball of the night and drove it to center at 113 miles per hour. The second came off of then Dodgers starter Dustin May, whose 4-pitch mix includes a mid-80s sweeper, a mid-90s sinker and four-seamer, and a low-90s cutter. The plate appearance was Wood's 6th against May in his career, and after taking a sweeper outside, Wood absolutely demolished a May sinker, the 7th he's seen from him in his career, leaving the yard at 113.1 miles per hour. Other interesting facts from Wood's distance-dominating 2025: 20 of his 31 traveled at least 400 feet, 12 eclipsed the 425-foot mark, and he would have had 37 on the year had he only played in Sacramento.
Are you done?
While Wood is still very much a work in progress in DC, his no-doubter power is certainly must-see TV. Which of these 5 power bats do you enjoy watching the most? And what home run hitters do you think will top this list in 2026? Let me know via the comments, and be sure to subscribe for plenty more baseball content.